Hello YouTube, it's DrunkMonk74 here, and I am bringing you a weapon review of the AK-103 for the Pointman class. And I'll be talking mostly about this weapon, but probably touch a little bit on Pointman and how I generally tend to play it, and the play style I generally tend to use. So just starting off with a weapon, basically I have this weapon set up for range. Everything's set up for range, stock for range, the barrel, heavy barrel, so I can get as much range as you can, and the sights that I use the iron sights, and that is predominantly well, only reason I use the iron sights is basically because it seems not just for this weapon but for all weapons in warfire, if you're using iron sights, it generally tends to help reduce that recoil, or at the very least make that recoil a lot more manageable. And that's something you'd really want to do with this weapon, because out of all the weapons in the Pointman class, this one probably has the most amount of recoil. You know, this probably does the most amount of damage of the fully automatic weapons in the class. It does have the LaRue, which is a semi-auto in the class, but you know, with the heavy hitters, that's probably up there with the almost as powerful with the LaRue for the sniper class. But of all the fully automatic weapons in the class, this one probably does well, for me anyway. To me, it definitely does the most damage, and it's the easiest to bring down the enemy. With that in mind, one of the things I definitely don't use with this weapon are the heavy hitters. It just makes the recoil, even with iron sights, putting the heavy hitter rounds on this weapon just makes that recoil too much to make it effective. You know, even at up close, relatively close ranges, the recoil is horrendous. So I definitely don't use heavy hitter rounds when I'm using this weapon. There may well be people out there who can. I'm just not one of them. So if you're anything like me, try and avoid them. But in general, you know, this weapon is it just suits my play style, and that's something I just want to mention. Like, what you really should do for any sort of class in, I guess not just in warfire, but any first person shooters, really, you want to match, you want to find the best play style for the class, not get the class to match your play style. Unfortunately, I am very guilty of that, especially with this class, which is one of the reasons I use the AK-103, because most of my engagements you'll probably find will still be at a sort of, you know, a medium-ish kind of range, unless I go to do my usual thing, which is go around the corner without checking and come face to face with a few enemy numbers, in which case I kind of have to panic a little bit and start spraying and praying a bit. So yeah, it's just how I like to play. I guess, you know, I guess I am a little bit more of a slower player than I used to be. I have definitely slowed down, and that's how I enjoy playing now. I just like to be that little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more tactical, you know, and a little bit more team orientated. And it kind of, for that reason as well, for all of those reasons, it kind of brings me on to the 870 as well, which is the secondary weapon for the Pointman class. I kind of don't use it. You know, I will use it for what it's intended to be used for, which is generally, you know, real close quarters combat, or if I run out of ammo on my primary, or if I want to really you know, clear out a room. I know if I know there's a couple of people camped in there, you know, it's very easy for me to clear them out with that weapon. That's what I use it for. I will not be running around the map with just my 870 and just praying to run into people around corners and just using it as a one-shot kill weapon. That's not what I use it for. You know, it's not what Warfighter was designed. That's not how this game was designed to be played. It was designed to be a little bit more thoughtful than that. And you know, if that's how people enjoy playing, that's fair enough. It's just not how I enjoy playing the game. And for that reason, that's generally why I don't use it, because it's the only reason you would be running around with that weapon is because, you know, you won't have to worry about checking your corners as much. You won't have to worry about, you know,
behind rocks and stuff like that.
being backed up by your teammate too much, because you'll be just running around with your 870 trying to get as many kills as you can. And generally speaking, most of the players I've seen who are doing that, that's what they play for. They play for their kill death. They play for themselves. They do not play for their team, for the objective. You know, all they're worried about is getting as many kills as they can, for the KD, for the end score, whatever the reason. That's what they're doing it for. And I just refuse to do it. You know, I want to play this game. I play this game basically because I enjoy what it's trying to do. I enjoy how it wants you to play. And that's what I enjoy about it. And I'm afraid running around with a 870 shotgun, like a headless chicken around the map, that's not really what this game's about. So I refuse to do it. But with regards to weapon, the AK-103, I cannot speak highly enough of it. It is very heavily used within the class, and there's a reason for it, because it's probably, you know, if you can get really good with the LaRue, you'd probably be one hell of a force, especially with the heavy hitters. It's one thing, you know, that I don't do with this weapon is put the heavy hitter rounds on. With the heavy hitter rounds, the recoil on this weapon is just unmanageable for me anyway. There may well be people out there who can manage that recoil with the heavy hitters. I just can't do it, so I don't use them. But yeah, I mean the LaRue with the heavy hitters rounds probably would bring down targets quicker than this weapon. The only thing is, as it's a semi-auto, it's a little bit harder to be quite as aggressive, quite as rushy with it as you can be with this one. Again, the iron sights are so nice. They don't take up much space on your screen. It's so easy to get your sights on the target. You can see everything that's going on, even when you're scoped up. You know, like it's very easy for me to see left and right there. I've got a fairly decent view. You know, when you think of it like that, and couple it with the fact how well the iron sights help to manage the recoil. I can't imagine why you'd be wanting to use, you know, any other sights really. Once you get used to the iron sights, and it seems to be a feature of all the weapons in Warfighter, iron sights seem to make recoil much more manageable on all weapons, not just on this one. So if you can get used to playing with iron sights rather than a red dot or any other sight, you'd probably be quite a force with any weapon you choose. Anyway, that's me. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.